LA Kings 3, Edmonton Oilers 1. Welcome back to the day after reaction. Myself, Waz, Zach Lang. Zach, how are we feeling after that Oilers loss?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, we're thankful that Connor McDavid's okay. I think that's
Yes,
the
yes.
most important thing to take away from that game last night. Beyond that, it was a frustrating game. The Oilers, Connor McDavid after the game said it best. The Oilers played into the LA Kings style of
Mm-hmm.
play. LA jumped out to an early lead and they were able to play their defensive shell that they are very good at playing. And for the Edmonton Oilers, they weren't able to break through it. I felt like the emotion of the game almost took away some of what the Oilers were trying to do at points in the game as well, I thought. Players were maybe looking to finish their checks a little bit too much or less focused on the puck play and what needed to happen at those certain moments in the game. Um, it was a frustrating game to say the least,
Oh,
especially because
100%.
this is an LA Kings team that the Oilers know well from the playoffs last year.
And I think they're a tough team to break down for the Oilers. Like you said, they kind of play into that defensive mindset, and the Oilers just simply can't break them down at times. That's why the LA Kings were able to take Edmonton to 7 games last year. It's not like they steamrolled them, and I think some people might have had that expectation. But what the main talking point really here is, I got a comment on TikTok. It says two best players in the world on one team, and y'all still blame the refs for the reason you guys suck. How would you respond to that?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have the best or the worst players in the world. Refereeing can always impact a game. I thought it was a difficult game for the Oilers to get a call in. It was a frustrating one to watch, right? I mean, you don't want to sit here and always blame the referees because at some point in time, the players need to do what they need to do to be able to get the games going as well and start on time and play through that adversity. And I think that's something that the Oilers have struggled to do over the last number of years. Is really be able to play their own style of game and work through, poor officiating or bad calls. I think, the Oilers 5-on-5 play is something that always needs to be improved upon.
No, definitely. Let's just get to the three takeaways then. What was your first takeaway from this game?
Stuart Skinner once again had a tremendous performance for the Oilers. He turned aside he only allowed 2 goals. I didn't look at what his final save percentage numbers were as I frantically pull it up right now in front of me. But I think Stuart Skinner had a strong game last night again for the
Oh,
Edmonton Oilers.
100%.
He's looking every part of what the Oilers need him to be right now, and a 935 save percentage last night was tremendous. Lots of things to be impressed with his game.
Looked really good in that reverse retro, by the way. Big
Just
fan.
like you do, was.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it costed me an arm and a leg, but we're not going to get into that. Takeaway number two.
The Oilers need to do a bit of a better job at finding lanes to get shots on net.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's a tough one, right? The Oilers ended the game with 23 shots, and they had 29 shot attempts blocked by the LA Kings. Like, look, that's an egregious number. That is a lot of blocks, right? And granted, the LA Kings are a team that they are happy to sacrifice the body to be able to make the play in the defensive zone. And the Oilers, in a sense, need to do a better job of being able to kind of work around that.
And no, yeah, if you look at the stat sheet, the LA Kings had 29 blocks compared to the Oilers 8. That's just egregious, I think to say is to say. But yeah, the one thing I've noticed from that game especially is like it was like the first period. I'm like, it's 11-2 in shots for the LA Kings. Like, I don't know, the Oilers need to they need to just get more shots on net. Like, I'm tired of them trying to do the perfect play and trying to find the perfect pass and looking for like an open net. It feels like that was the case last night. They were going for like wraparounds constantly. I'm like, guys, just shoot at the net, right? So, um, takeaway number three for you.
The Oilers gonna start some damn games on time. I
Yes,
mean,
thank
it
you.
is incredibly frustrating to see. This is an issue that has plagued the Oilers for longer than just this season. But especially early on this season, it feels like we're kind of in this situation where the Oilers are struggling to start the games on time, and the players know it. They've talked about it. They talk about it in the post game press conferences. Connor McDavid talked about how they needed to remind themselves about Game 6 last year against the LA Kings, where they really needed to come out with a strong start in a game, and they were able to do so. And look what happened in that game, right? So, I think for the Oilers, moving forward here, and especially on Saturday night against a very good Vegas Golden Knights team,
Mm-hmm.
they need to figure out a way to start that game on time.
And then just final thoughts when it came to the Alex Edler hit on McDavid.
Well, I mean, I think it was a dangerous hit. I think it was a predatory hit, and I think Alex Edler needs to be suspended for that. I don't think there's any way about it. I think this is something that the NHL needs to crack down on. Alex Edler has done this before. He did it to Zach Hyman. He did it to Eric Stahl in the 2013 World Championships. It's a predatory hit from a player who has a history of these sorts of incidents happening. So it's disappointing to see the NHL not doing anything about this, but unfortunately, it's not surprising.
And I think my last thoughts from you is your thoughts on the reverse retros. Do they look better on the ice, you think?
No, I don't. I
Wow.
really want to like them. I really do. I have a really hard time because I'm a McFarlane truther. Like I love the
hmm
originals. I loved the silver that they had on it at the time. I love that they went for a little bit of a different shade of blue. Don't get me wrong, I like the reverse retros. I do. I think they're a nice jersey. I think they look really sharp. I just think that, maybe there's a little bit too much orange right now. I think if they would have just brought back the old ones and maybe, put some orange trim around the player numbers and had the orange and the oil drop, I think it maybe look a little bit cleaner. But that's just an old curmudgeon man with a
Well,
good old little rant.
better than Tyler Yaremchuk's opinion when he said they were meh. Didn't like that. Wasn't a fan of that thought. But who do you think has the best reverse retro in the league?
Oh man, I love the Boston Bruins one,
Really?
honestly, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think those are the cleanest
Huh.
ones. I'm also a huge fan of the New York Islanders because I just think the Fisherman logo is one of the best logos to ever exist in the NHL. So those are probably my favorites for sure.
I'll go with the Florida Panthers. I think they have the nicest, easily.
Nice, yeah,
Yeah.
those ones are slick too.
Well, I guess that's a wrap for the day after reaction. Don't forget to head to OilersNation.com. Thank you for watching and listening. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.